Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you today, my student? Grade 1 and grade 2? Alhamdulillah. I hope you all fine. Today we are going to continue our lesson about ICT. Yeah, about computer, of course, with me. Last time you didn't study with me, but you have watched video from other teacher. Okay, today we are going to continue about Microsoft Word. But before we continue, let's raise up your hand and we doa before study. Doa before study. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma. Of Allah, give me knowledge and good understanding. Amin. Okay, before we continue our lesson about Microsoft Word, I want to tell you about at glance about Microsoft Word. Microsoft Word is a program that we can use for typing. Yeah, we can do modification of text, we can save document, you can make a poem, or even you insert the picture, and many more. For today, for grade 1 and grade 2, we are studying about Microsoft Word, the basic of Microsoft Word. Yeah, so you will know step by step how to use Microsoft Word. Are you ready? Okay, let's.
Hey lab partners! Today we're going to take a look at Microsoft Word. It is absolutely essential that every young scientist knows how to use this helpful technology, but if you don't worry! You will soon know all about this powerful tool and how you can use it to create exciting documents and files. Let's start with the basics. Before you can use this program, you have to open it. To open Microsoft, you need to click on the little Microsoft Word icon. It should be on your desktop or in the taskbar and look something like this, but it might change depending on what version of the program you have on your computer. It could look like one of several different options, including these two that I've shown on the screen for you. If you can't find the icon, because it doesn't look like either of these or you're not sure where it is, you can always search for it with the search bar on your computer by clicking the flag icon in the bottom left corner and typing in the name. When you open the program, you should see this screen or something similar to it. Again, it might look different depending on what version you have on your computer. Microsoft lets you use a template or a blank document to create your file. For this video, we're going to make a blank document so you know how to start from scratch. It will open and look like this, except there won't be any words on it. To start typing, you need to click on the first line and use the keys on your keyboard to create the letters and spell out words. To capitalize, use the shift keys on either side of the keyboard and pair them with any letter on the keyboard in order to capitalize that letter. You can also push shift 1 to create an exclamation mark, shift 2 to create the @ symbol, shift 3 to make the number symbol, or shift with any other letter or number on this keyboard in order to capitalize or create a special symbol if it's a number. You can also push shift with these keys in order to create symbols like colons. The first step to making documents, changing the way your text looks, or doing anything else in Microsoft Word is to be in the Home tab. You should already be on it automatically, but if you're not, just click on it in the top corner of the screen. Now, there are tons of different ways you can change the way your text looks in Microsoft, but one of the most important things to learn is how to make your text bigger or smaller. To do this, you need to start by highlighting the text that you want to change. You hold the left mouse button down and drag your mouse pointer to the right. This should highlight part of a single line of text. To highlight more or less, you drag your mouse pointer up or down in the document. You start highlighting on the left at the very beginning of a line. This will highlight as much words as possible. Now when you highlight some text, a little menu will appear like this one that you can see on the screen. I'll enlarge it so that you can see it more closely. You can see this little drop-down option that has some numbers in it. Mine says 18, yours will probably say 11 or 12. When you click the drop-down, you will see a list of different numbers. These are all possible sizes that you can make the text in your document. Scroll down in this list until you find a size that you like, and then you can click on it to make all of the text that you've highlighted that size. If you're not sure exactly what size you'd like to use, you can use this big A and little a right next to the drop-down menu to change the words a little by little at separate increments at a time. This is helpful if you're not sure exactly what size you're looking for, so you can change it just a little bit in order to get that perfect size that you want. Now that we've learned how to change the size of our text, let's change the way the words look. The style of your words is called the font, or sometimes it's just called the style. It doesn't really matter. The two words mean the same thing. In order to change the style or font of your text, you want to highlight it again, just like we did last time, so that the little menu pops back up. This time, we're going to click on the drop-down option that says Calibri, or it might say some other word. It should be on the left side of the one that we clicked on last time. The list you see this time is all the possible styles that you can make your words. You're going to scroll down until you see one you like and apply it, just like the size, by clicking on it. Now this is a really big list of different fonts. You might have trouble finding one if you're looking for a specific font to use. When this happens, you can go to that search bar that you would usually click on to find the drop-down menu and type in the name of the text that you want to find. If it's available, it will come up at the top of the list and you can click on it or push Enter to apply it to your text. Now that we've learned how to change the size of our text, let's change the way the words look. The style of your words is called the font, or sometimes it's just called the style. It doesn't really matter. The two words mean the same thing. In order to change the style or font of your text, you want to highlight it again, just like we did last time, so that the little menu pops back up. This time, we're going to click on the drop-down option that says Calibri, or it might say some other word. It should be on the left side of the one that we clicked on last time. The list you see this time is all the possible styles that you can make your words. You're going to scroll down until you see one you like and apply it, just like the size, by clicking on it. Now this is a really big list of different fonts. You might have trouble finding one if you're looking for a specific font to use. When this happens, you can go to that search bar that you would usually click on to find the drop-down menu and type in the name of the text that you want to find. If it's available, it will come up at the top of the list and you can click on it or push Enter to apply it to your text. Another important skill to have when making documents as Word is the ability to start new lines. It might sound easy, but if you don't know how to do it yet, we'll cover it really quick. Just keep typing, and when you're ready to start a new line, push Enter until you get to the place in the document where you want to be. Then you can click once more and start typing just like you did before. We've gone over how to change the size and look of our text, but you can also make your text bold. To do this, highlight the text just like we did last time, and when the menu opens, you will see a little B underneath those drop-downs that we used. When you click on this B, it will bold all the text that you've highlighted. You can also unbold by clicking the B again. The next skill we're going to learn is how to highlight text in Microsoft. We're going to use that same menu that keeps coming up. Remember, I said you'd need to know how to use it. There's another icon that looks like a pen making a line with a yellow stripe underneath of it, like this. This is also a drop-down menu. Clicking on this menu shows you a grid of different colors that you can use to highlight your text. If you move your mouse over each color, or hover to preview what it will look like, this will give you a quick sneak peek of what that color would look like in the document. When you find one you like, click on it, and it will highlight the text in this color. Don't forget, everything that's in this little menu is at the top of your document too, in a bigger menu under the Home tab. If you want to use this menu instead, you can highlight by clicking on the same icon just there. So far, all of the text we've made in this document has been on the left side of the page, but we can change what side it's on by justifying it. Justification is a fancy way of saying what side of the paper our words are on. You can left justify, right justify, or center justify. All of our words are less justified right now, as they're on the left side of the page. Let's highlight our text again and center justify it to get it in the middle of the page. To center justify, we gotta go up to the menu under the Home tab, remember I mentioned it last time, and find the 4 icons that look like rows of lines. These are on top of the word paragraph in the home bar. Click on the second icon to center justify your words. This should put them in the middle of the page. You can also right justify by clicking on the third icon in this row. You'll probably be writing a lot of essays in Word, especially as you get older. That's why it's very important to know how to indent a new paragraph. All of your paragraphs should be indented, but how can you do that in Microsoft Word? Before you start typing, push the Tab key on your keyboard. It should be close to the Shift key that we were talking about earlier. This makes all of your words jump 5 spaces ahead, just like an indent would when you're writing on a piece of paper. The next line will be normal, not 5 spaces ahead, but the next paragraph you write will be automatically indented. Whenever you're done making a document in Microsoft Word, you have to save it. If you click the exit symbol, which is that X in the top right corner of the screen, you would lose your document and all of your hard work would be gone forever. Since you don't want that to happen, make sure you save first. To do this, go to the File tab in the top left corner, right next to Home. When you click on File, it should take you to this screen. Find the Save As tab. When you click on the Save As tab, it will ask you where you want to save your file. I'm going to save mine to the Sick Ed file, which you can see I'm clicking on here. Now that I've picked where I'm saving, you can see it's asking me to enter a name. I saved this document as Sick Ed. This is where you would type however you want to save your document. For example, if it was an essay, you might call it Essay Number 1. The bar underneath of that is the file type. This is saving as a .docs. Unless you want to save it as something else, don't mess with that. The top shows you where you're saving it. I clicked Sick Ed, so it's showing me that I'm saving it to Sick Ed. When you're all done messing with all of this and entering your title, you click the Save button. This will save a new copy of your document. Now you can see here that I've added the words Sick Ed at the top of my page since I've pushed Save. If you ever do something like this and need to add to your document after you've saved, that's perfectly fine, but you have to make sure that you save it again or it won't stay the same next time you open the document. There are 2 ways you can update this copy of your file. The first way is that you can go to the very top of your screen and find this bar with this little icon on it. When you click this, it will save. You can also go back to the File tab and find Save to update the document again. Make sure that you click Save instead of Save As, or you'll be creating an entire new copy. Now that I've saved all my progress, I can exit out of this document by clicking the X in the top right corner. I can also minimize this window and come back to it later by clicking that little line on the left of the X. And now we're done. Today we learned how to type in a document, change the size of our font, change how our text looks, bold, highlight, justify, and indent. Plus, we learned how to save our document and save as before we exit. Now go with your newfound knowledge of Microsoft Word. And remember, science is cool.
A few minutes later.
Okay, what we have learned today about using Microsoft Word: first, opening the program; second, changing the text size; the third, we changing the font style; and the fourth, starting new lines; the fifth, making the text bold; the sixth, highlighting text; seventh, changing the justification; eighth, indenting a paragraph; and the last, saving your document. Okay, I hope you all understand. Thank you so much. Okay, how about the lesson today about Microsoft Word? I hope you will understand. But if you think you need more explanation, you can replay the video. Okay? Okay, let's say hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Raise up your hand. Doa after study. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika asyhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Okay, see you again in the next video. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.